You suffered injury here in New York because you believe a doctor violated the basic standards of medical care. When your case goes to trial, can we bring in a medical expert from out of state? You want to know the answer? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law here in the state of New York. So now, in every medical malpractice case in New York, we are absolutely required, and in fact obligated, to get and retain a medical expert who confirms not only that there was wrongdoing, but that the wrongdoing caused injury and that the injury is significant or permanent. And now, at the time of trial, we must bring in those medical experts to support our claim. And if we don't, the judge is going to throw us out as soon as we finish our case. So now, the question is, can we bring in medical experts from out of state? The answer is, yes, we can. And in fact, there are many instances in New York where a doctor in New York will refuse to come in and testify. Why? Because we may have sued a doctor who's well known in the community. And now no other doctors in New York in that community are willing to testify against this particular doctor. In that instance, we will have no choice but to go to a doctor out of state. And that's perfectly acceptable. We have to make sure that that doctor, however, is fully qualified, that they are board certified, and that they do have the same medical specialty as the doctor that we are suing. We want to match up the credentials of our medical expert compared to the doctor that you have sued. And why is that? So that the jury can compare apples to apples. We don't want someone who's unqualified to now testify against the doctor you have sued who's extremely well qualified. It's really important for the jury to recognize, and especially when the defense gets up to cross-examine our medical expert, they will go into the doctor's qualifications to make sure that, number one, he is well qualified, and number two, is board certified and has significant experience in this particular area. There have been many instances where attorneys have brought in medical experts who don't have the qualifications, who don't have the experience, specifically focusing on this type of issue that's involved in a particular case. And then their expert has gotten destroyed because of that. The ideal is to bring in a medical expert in New York who's familiar with the procedure, who's familiar with the medicine, who's board certified and has all the right qualifications. But if we can't get somebody in New York, then it's certainly possible to go ahead out of state, get somebody from across the country who's well recognized in their field of medicine to now come in and testify and explain what the standards of care were and why those standards were violated. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what goes on in a medical malpractice case here in the state of New York. You know, I recognize you're watching this because you likely have questions of your own. Well, if your matter happened here in New York and you're contemplating bringing a case, but you have legal questions, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, this is something I do every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207. or by email at Gerry, G-E-R-R-Y, @oginski-law.com. That's it for today's quick video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.